Last question in for Douglas.
I thought this was quite an important one because it's something as the people on the social media thing often talk about. In your book, you say that where people are talking about the rise of the far right, you believe that actually there's a decline. First of all, I wanted you to just elaborate on that, and also there are certain groups out there who are criticised, say for example, the Front National in France or Geert Wilders. The recent one in Germany is the AFD.
The AFD,
and they're often described as far right or fascist, whereas you don't. And this is where some of your critics will say that you're just apologising for some rather nasty group. So I just wanted you to elaborate.
No, I'm very glad you do raise that. I think something very bad has happened in recent years in relation to this. I think there has been a very opportunistic thing, particularly from the left, to identify everybody they disagree with as Nazis and fascists and racists. Now, there's a lot of problems with this. One is that I think very often, demonstrably, it's not true. And increasingly people have been able to see it's not true. Like Anne Cryer, the Labour MP who I think first spoke about what turned out to be the Rotherham sex gang scandal, was called a racist by loads of people at the time. Okay, Anne Cryer is not a racist. It's just so obvious. But these people in this country and across Europe diminished the term and diminished all of these terms. And they did it, I think, for short-term political gain. Not just that, call somebody a Nazi and far right and then you can smear them enough that everyone else will stay away from them. But also that, of course, if you do that, then you are an anti-Nazi and you are basically Churchill to the Hitler of these people. It's very self-aggrandizing, very convenient, lovely feeling, But I think they've done it wrongly on a whole set of people. And I think in particular that what has happened is that I think there is a bit of the conversation within that sphere of what you listed, of the Freedom, particularly the Freedom Party in the Netherlands, and I know less about it, and they're definitely evolving and changing, and we'll see what happens. But the AFD in Germany, it has to be possible to have an anti-mass immigration, anti-Merkel 2015 madness party in Germany without calling them Nazis. Unless they are Nazis. And if they're Nazis, then we should be all over them. And we should do everything we can to stop the rise, obviously, of any people like that. But, I say this in the book about the English Defence League, and I've taken a lot of flack for years about this. But I refuse to say that Tommy Robinson is a Nazi. I refuse to say that he is a fascist. I don't agree with him on everything, and I'm sure he wouldn't agree with me on everything. But it seems to me that if you've got somebody who just, as far as I know, has never said a racist thing, as far as I know, I've observed, is very, very comfortable and happy in, as it were, a multiracial Luton, but has a very big problem with the Islamic extremists who he saw on his streets and was talking about long before some other people were willing to, then, it would have been, I can't tell you how easy it would have been easier it would have been for my life and career if I'd have been willing to join in years ago and say, Tommy Robinson is a Nazi. I thought and think he is, as I say, I didn't agree with him on everything, he wouldn't agree with me on everything, but I think he's a working class guy who doesn't have a PhD and is worried about his country. And I refuse to join in the demonization of everybody just because it's helpful in the short term. And I think it would be untrue, and it would be wrong, because I think these terms matter. Now, my belief is, by the way, that the people who've been overusing these terms will regret their overuse at some point, because they might need them again sometime. And when they do need them, no one will believe them. So my simple suggestion is, consider all of these things, consider all of the individual groups and the individuals, see what they say, and work out, as I say at one point in the book, work out what, if you are a non, as it were, PhD-owning member of the public, how can you be worried about the things I'm talking about in my book, which are, by the way, all majority opinion worries. They are just every opinion poll. In remorseless detail, I show this. These are the things the general public in the majority are worried about. How can you express that worry without being a Nazi, fascist, racist? I think there are lots of people who are concerned about these things who are not Nazis, not racists, not fascists. And we will do a great disservice to our future if we, as I say, for short-term political gain, point the finger at everyone, there will be people, and there are people out there who are genuine extremists, genuine far-right nutters, genuine fascists, neo-Nazis, absolutely. But I worry at the attempt to make opinions which are held by the majority into opinions which are claimed to be unacceptable, because a great variety of disasters could be ahead of us, but one of the most foreseeable is that one, where you basically make the opinion of the majority of the public into an illegal opinion.
Okay, Douglas, well, it's been great to see you. I know you've got some preparations to do for a lecture tonight, so thanks for your time and all the best with that. Look forward to it.
Great pleasure. Thank you
very much.